What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Verse Crypto channel. Today, we got another awesome live stream. We're going to be talking about all things pDAI, Atropa, Pulsechain, and definitely stick to the end because we're going to get into some awesome altcoins that you need to know about. And in this live stream, I have a special guest. This man has been a huge presence within the pDAI community. He also talks about other altcoins. He does a lot of live stream spaces, anything you can think of, and he is one of the pDAI OGs. He's also a really great advanced crypto trader. He offers a class for anyone who wants to get into crypto trading and really wants to understand anything Web3 related. And also, the one thing I like about him the most is he's a philosopher and he has some really, really great messages and teachings and really gets on a lot of these spaces and gives out a lot of great advice. I want to welcome to the show my boy, Coach X. What's up, brother? How you doing today?
How's it going? Thank you for having me. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, awesome, man. It's oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, and I actually had a lot of people request you to come on and talk to me about all things pDAI and Tropa. So
hmm
this live stream has there's a huge not expectation, but there's a huge anticipation for both of us to talk about what's going on with pDAI and the meat and the cheese, and also all these altcoins. What do you think about that?
Oh, 100%. Let's get right into it. I like it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So before we get into, all this stuff, I really want to know your background. So when did you first get into cryptocurrency and what really brought you to the Pulsion ecosystem?
So basically, I got in crypto in 2018. Of course, Bitcoin and Doge, and those were like the first starting out of kind of like the aspect. It was kind of like the exchange, not your keys, not your wallet, but I didn't have my keys, so kind of like just started waking up to I don't know, I call it the matrix. I don't know, other people like reference that as well. Started getting into options, understanding the stock market, doing passive income on that, and then finally just having an understanding, like I think it was the beginning of 2000 or 2020, started getting into like DeFi and understanding, going into communities and engaging with people. And I don't know, I was going through a time where I was just having my first kid, so it was a place where I can come to, and I enjoyed the dynamic of the whole like mindset of like a crypto project and community, and you really, any kind of community has that dynamic. But kind of just got my foot wet, and then uh, got in touch with one project that did pretty well, and then kind of they moved over to Ethereum. Went into, or became the event coordinator for them. Did all these Twitter Spaces, VCs on Telegram, just giving like the community updates and talking to like different individuals. So I got to build that rapport, and I just started learning and grinding every day, and I learned more and more about LP, passive income, and I was just learning back then and just took advantages, especially during the bull market in 2021, and then um, understanding a bull, and then understanding when like you have to sit on your hands depending on where your positions are. And it's kind of like cryptocurrency is just like a river flow. You got to understand the currents and the currencies because you're going through the waters. So basically, so that's what I would say about that. Worked on another crypto project as a business developer for Follow, or it was called Follow. Unfortunately, it was pretty hard raising money because we were trying to go after the venture capitalists. It was doesn't really need to be talked about, but yeah. Then with Pulse and Hex, my first buy of Hex was in 2020 in February and March of that year. Bought it not knowing what I was going to do. I thought it was going to be. I asked a friend. I was like, "What do you think about Hex?" And the guy was just like, I don't know. I'm like, why is this thing on the 200th page? Or yeah, like number 200 on Coin Market Cap. And he was like, well, I don't know, like the founder. And I'm like, all right. So started looking into it, and then just got obsessed and about Hex, and it's done very well for me. And then essentially sacrificed for Pulsechain and PulseX. Almost got divorced because of it. Just kidding. But uh, but everything is good now. Everything's good now. But that was the kind of like the funny thing I gotta say about it. So
That's awesome,
yeah.
man. Especially, especially after seeing all this stuff with PETA, which we'll get into in a minute, but I really like how you talked about your story, how you started from, bits and pieces, built up your information, really understood this industry. And the one thing I love what you do is you take the information you get, you pass it on to others. You teach people about LPs, you teach people about trading. And these are the keys and skills that we need to spread in order to bring in adoption, not only to the Pulse chain, but cryptocurrency as a whole. So,
Oh yeah,
kudos to you,
100%.
man. So,
Appreciate it. And
yeah.
real quick, on the like the courses or whatever, it's not really courses. Basically what it is, it's called cheatcode.com. I'm the crypto instructor. I have live free trading floors, so they're absolutely free on Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays. Um, Saturdays, it's early at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and then on Sundays it's at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and then Mondays at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Of course, there are the options of if you want like dedicated one-on-one time with me. Of course, that's going to cost money, and all that information's over there as well. So, but everything I try to do is free. I have a wallet that basically people are just following me, and let's talk about Monta. They got to see where I got in. Let's just say
Yeah, okay. Awesome. And guys, if you want to get more on Zach's class, I put a link down in the
that. Ryan's
description.
class.
I mean Ryan's class. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ryan. My
Come
bad.
on,
Coach
Zach.
Zach.
Zach, don't put me in Zach's stirring some drama right now. I don't want to. I'm not gonna be a
Yeah.
part of that.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, sorry. I was actually looking at that was a Freud. Well, not that was like a little bit of a slip. So yeah, but
No, it's all good.
yeah. So, but if you want to check out Coach's class down below, you got the meat and the cheese, everything you know, and also his Twitter's down there because he also gives out a lot of great alpha. Now, let's fast forward from that timeline. So we talked about how you got into cryptocurrency, got into Pulse Chain, and then now you're fast forward to about 2 months ago. pDAI starts coming out. We got 900 Capital. We got Holonomics. We got so many people talking about this mysterious PRC20 token that was absolutely vilified by the entire Maxi community. I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious, when did you first see the whole pDAI? I guess we'll call it conspiracy theory, even though it's not really a conspiracy theory anymore. And what got you so involved with this token?
So I have to give a shout out to Holonomics. He was the one. There's a group of like a whale group or a group of us that were in a call or in a group, and Holonomics was like, something fishy is really going on with pDAI right now. I'm like thinking in my head, and I was like, not even thinking about two things. I'm looking for like the next projects that's going to be launched on Pulse Chain and DGing it out, trying to grow my bags and Hex and Pulse and whatever. And then finally, like just like going down and it was attached to Atropa. Then I started looking at Atropa, and I was like, all right, so this is not renounced, but it's has thick liquidity. It's more liquidity than pDAI. What's going on with the interactions? So then I just went down that little deep rabbit hole, and look, was doing this kind of blockchain analysis back in mid-July. So honestly, it's been like one of the best opportunities of a lifetime in my like eyes. But like at the same time, it was it was out there, and anybody could have took advantage and dictated the next, like, I don't know, their future. You know, indeed, and the possibilities that could happen, and the potential. So
Awesome. Yeah. Really, really, yeah, no, really, really great analysis. Cause I, I remember when I first got into the pDAI and Atropa, I saw your profile, I saw Holonomics, I saw the stuff you guys were putting out. And I kind of came in, not really towards the end there, but I came in after the first massive run up, and I saw the amount of evidence that you guys put out there and the amount of research you guys did behind this ecosystem was truly phenomenal.
and
Now,
I
go.
I actually I remember when you I feel like I remember when you were like, damn, you know. I think I kind of remember when that day was. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. I remember looking at that dude. I was like, damn, dude, I got to talk about this because there's something here. And since the maxis are flooding it, I want to talk about it more because I got beefs with all of them, but we don't have to get into it. But nah, man, it was like the craziest story. And you would do these like what's called Twitter spaces and just talk to people, and everyone would be freaking out. And you just be so calm, be like, okay, here's what we know. Here's what could possibly happen, but let's not jump to conclusions. Don't take a
Yeah,
mortgage out and throw it all into pDAI. That's a dumb idea. So it was like you were like literally the voice of reasons. Everyone else was just fighting. You're just like Coach X, just getting in with your Zen. So that's what I loved about that time, man. But
yeah, appreciate it.
yeah, man. So now I want to get into a little bit about, the Atropa ecosystem because this is actually a very hot topic right now. And let me change my screen share real quick. I need to change it. Let me pull up this figure and then share screen. We'll do this window right here. All right. So basically, right here, I got this cool graph, and it's not necessarily accurate. It only shows maybe like I would say 25% of the ecosystem. But so we got a lot. We got a lot going on with all these tokens and whatnot. Now, I want to go in and get your opinion on what you think Atropa is, because originally what we thought Atropa was a way to bring pDAI to parity, but also as some sort of collateral backing behind pDAI. But we're slowly starting to see that Atropa is becoming much more relevant. It's getting paired up with other tokens, and also it's going on to the Ethereum blockchain. So, Coach X, in your opinion, what do you think the main purpose is behind the Atropa token?
Well, the main purpose here behind like the Tropa token is ultimately to just branch out as much as possible, to have that such thick liquidity. This is just my opinion, what I'm analyzing, what it's trying to do and become, um, and just the reason why I feel like there's like tsfi, there is down, there is poppy, there is what else, teddy, there is what am I missing, like with thick liquidity. uh
I think wasn't legal the other one as well.
oh, legal, and then also the number two token, and then yeah, but all of those things have thick liquidities, and I feel like the backbone of like the MV, and the ones that can be actually what's the word, mintable. So it has a purpose of just being fake money and then providing liquid, or just adding on to liquidity, um, potentially. I don't know. That's what it's doing, and that's what I feel like it's happening during the block, or looking at the blockchain. So that's what I would feel like what Atropa is doing.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely agree. So I got a few theories, and I'm just curious to get your thoughts and opinions on this. So let me pull up one. Man, dude, this screen share is driving me nuts right now. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Let me get the entire window. So here. Oh, here we go. So here's one of my theories. So I'm over here on Etherscan, and so we have the Atropa token, which recently just went over to Ethereum, and it's actually the bridged over version from Pulsechain to Ethereum. Now, one thing that I'm noticing with this Atropa token is it's basically serving as like the tide to all PRC20s. If Atropa rises, we got a bunch of other PRC20 tokens that will rise as well because they're in liquidity pools with I think over 230 something. I could be wrong, but it's up there. And
Mm-hmm.
what I think this wallet might do, and keep in mind, this is all speculation, we're degens here, is that I think what it's going to try to do is do some sort of price correlation in a liquidity pool with Ethereum so that when Ethereum rises, Atropa rises, and when Atropa rises, there's a good chance it could bring these PRC20s up closer to parity so that it adds value not only on the Ethereum blockchain, but also on the Pulsechain blockchain. So in my opinion, I think Atropa is trying to bring PRC20s to parity. Coach X, what's your opinions about that?
Well, let me ask you a question real quick first. Who created the LP? Was it the 414?
I the LP on the Ethereum side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the LP hasn't been created, so this is like a big speculation type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
so
like
I think
I
go ahead.
like I haven't looked at that the Tropa side of that, but like I know that teddy bear went, or there was people, not the 414, that actually made it bridgeable possible for Teddy to be bought and purchased on ETH. And there was a link to Wrap Pulse as well, with a liquidity factor, and I believe A1A. So if anybody knows the A1A, that is Sunny. So um,
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, very good point. Yeah, so that was just my theory with, the Atropa token. It hasn't happened yet, and but the only thing I could think of when it comes to, the Atropa token going over to Ethereum blockchain is a way to capture value. In my opinion, I think that makes the most sense. In addition, I also think that with this massive web of tokens being created, with the thick liquidity pools, I think each of these tokens are pairing up with Wrap Pulse. And when we start to see Wrap Pulse appreciate in price, this entire ecosystem is going to absorb a lot of value that's going to go straight into the Tropa token and tie directly into pDAI. So, in my opinion, I'm starting to see like two main utilities. One of them's a little bit of farther stretch, and the one I just told you, I think it's a little bit more practical. As to whether or not how this is going to play out, it's going to be extremely interesting. So, yeah. So let me move on to my next question. So, um, let's go to a all right. So my next question, the 414 wallet has created over, I would say, about 36 to 40 of these tokens. Why do you think the 414 wallet keeps creating so many of these like weird tokens out of the blue? Do you think it's for volume purposes, or do you think each of these tokens will have a defined utility in the future?
well, let's just go down to speculation route and just thinking about Uh, the whole everything around MakerDAO. Okay, so if we think about what MakerDAO is all about, and it's in the vault and everything, in their vaults, they have cryptos of themselves, like cat, dog, like stupid names like that as well. So maybe the person behind Atropa is kind of doing the same kind of arbitrage thing. So maybe in the future, and you never know, maybe the person who's doing the 414 wallet does just start making a website. Here is a place where you can get a loan on your pDAI or Tropa or your teddy bear or anything like that, or your Manta or your Wrap Bitcoin or P Wrap Bitcoin. I got to say that correctly. So, But I'm the most speculated thing that I have started to look at more and more and more is P wrap Bitcoin, in my opinion. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because right, that's the most like speculated like upside potential. I think it's everything's going to be pegged, but the possibility of wrap Bitcoin being pegged. Just think about it now. You can buy one Bitcoin for 24,000, right?
Right. Correct.
25,000,
Yeah.
something
Right
like
around there.
that.
Yeah.
Or you can buy a bit uh, wrap Bitcoin, and it has the possibility to go to whatever parity number it got. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I like how you brought up wrap Bitcoin, and one thing I was looking at, and I'm trying to understand 900 Capital's research, but from my understanding, with the MakerDAO vaults being transferred over to Lido Finance, you can no longer mint pDAI using wrapped ETH, but you can do it with wrapped Bitcoin. So how I see with wrapped Bitcoin being brought up to parity, it's going to be used as a way to mint or contract more of the pDAI supply going into the
mhm.
future based off of market demand. What do you think about that theory?
I love theories. I love thinking about shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I
if
know.
you really,
Go
it's
ahead.
just it's like a never ending, like, just like, what if this happens? Or, yeah, that's true. What if, what if about this happens? Maybe the reason for Rab or P Rab Bitcoin is for um, pDAI. You know what I mean? When giving that arbitrage, whatever, to mint more pDAI or whatever, or have some kind of possibility in the future. But what you're stating about what 9 Inch Capital has done, shout out to him, by the way. He's done great work, and I built a pretty good relationship and friendship with them and all the guys around them. So um, that's a crazy thought. I haven't thought about that.
Y-
So
Yeah, yeah. It the idea I got about that came from one of your Twitter spaces, because everyone thought that PDI's pegging $1, going to peg, and then you come across and you say, hey, maybe it might not be dollar. Maybe it's designed to appreciate in price. Maybe there's another ulterior motive behind the design peg, because we're not sure what that price is going to be. And I thought it was a really, really great discussion. And so I came out with the
mhm,
tweet and I said, you know what? I don't think PDI is going to peg to $1. I think it's going to peg to $420.69, because I thought it was a great price. And obviously it was sarcasm, but in the comments I saw a debate, and it was just like, well, that's actually a great point. Why are we doing it to $1? The dollar sucks. Let's do something else. So when you said that, that's when it clicked, and that's when I started thinking about this theory, because maybe there might be another way to add more pDAI to circulations, just in case we have a massive market demand behind it. Because I think, in my opinion, these are things that might need to be considered if we're going to build out this stablecoin ecosystem. But just
mhm.
like you said, these are all theories, and we're just speculating, which I think we've been doing for the past 2 months, and so far it's been working out pretty well. So what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know how many X's I've been giving out for free. So,
Yeah,
but it's kind
yeah,
of funny. But it's all right because I'm also getting X's. So, and you're getting X's, and she's getting X's, and you get an X, you get an X, you get an X right there. Just watch the 414. That's all you need to do. Like,
yeah,
literally,
yeah,
just go to.
yeah. I got you, man. So just moving forward real quick. So we've had a lot of discussions. We got new token players coming in. I have people spamming me on Twitter, asking me about what's going on with this token. So I want to briefly get into it, and I want to get your thoughts on it. So recently, the 414 wallet created a token called the Monet Money. I don't know if I said that correctly, but
I don't know how to say it either. So.
okay. All right.
Monet.
So
I think it's Monet money.
Monet Money. Okay. So Monet Money was recently just created, and what's interesting about this token is that it's getting paired up with Rat BTC. Some people think this might be the next Atropa-based function utility to bring Rat BTC to parity, but also when you take this token name and you type it into Google, you get let me see if I brought up the website. Huh. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
if
do.
oh yeah,
It's
right
right
here.
there.
There you go. Yeah. You get a payment solution to like it's like a payment solution type of bank. Coach
Hmm.
X, what do you think is going on with this token?
Well, like when I first saw the website, actually, so I aped first and then asked questions later. So, but when I looked at the website, I aped some more. Um, and you just, I read the terms and services. That's the thing. Like, I just didn't look at the website and just be like, all right, cool. What is this? Is it live? Does it work? Is it live action yet? And it didn't look like it was going or happening right now. So if you like actually put your like email, I don't know if you put your email in there or in trying to sign up or something. I tried it, and it wasn't allowing me to go past that function. But it was just like, and then you go down to the bottom right where you just look at it's a Harp wallet, right, with PayPal. Um, I'm not the biggest fan of PayPal, but like at the same time, it's a pretty big name and it's connected to it. So I don't know. And Richard Hart's talked about in the past, like um, free, like blockchain is freedom, and being able to spend your money whenever you want should be free and possible on the blockchain.
Right.
So that's what I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah. When I saw this, I kind of held back and I was just looking because I wasn't really sure what to think about it because we just went through the Atropa, tsfi, and then the MV token just had a massive mint function. So I was sitting there, I was just like, all right, I need to take a look at this. But the thing that really just intrigued me was, this game paired up with Wrap BTC. And then also we have a few other tokens getting paired up with Wrap BTC. The other one was this is supposed to be like a bunch of lines and like a little Xbox, but for some reason when I put it on the browser, it has this weird, I guess, Vietnamese symbol right now. But what I'm starting to see is the 414 wallet address. The 414 wallet is basically creating these tokens, pairing up with Wrap BTC. Coach X, do you think that we're going to have a parallel Atropa ecosystem for the Wrap BTC to bring it to
I don't.
parity?
I don't think it's going to be a. Well, in parallel, do you mean like connected and going up together?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Um. So,
Well,
go ahead.
yeah, that's the ultimate goal. I don't know if it's just going to be like a parallel for Wrap BTC because we can kind of see like Wrap BTC um, already been doing it. You know what I mean? So it's like the possibility and the potential for the long term. I don't know. You never know when the 414 wallet wants to just ape like 150,000 dollars into a coin and just um, put some thick liquidity, enough liquidity that possibly it can do the same kind of arbitrage as a Tropa can do. So
Yeah, definitely agree. And, I think with a lot of these tokens getting launched, I think the ulterior motive behind everything is to bring these PRC20 tokens to parity. And with a lot of these tokens coming to parity, you're going to get those arbitrage opportunities like you were talking about. And in my opinion, I think this is what's going to really set up Pulsechain to be dominant if this were to happen. And keep in mind, guys, this is a big if. We don't know really what's going on. First, we had the Monet Money token come out. Then we got some schedules by MV. So at this point, we're not really sure. So before we get off this topic, there's one last token I want to just get your opinion about. And a lot of people have been talking about this a lot on Twitter, and it's the Crow token. last time I had Holonomics on, he said we had this Crow token created, contract renounced. And if you go in on Twitter, it seems like this was actually a former, well, not former, well, the Twitter hasn't been active in some time, but it turns out it's going to be a decentralized Twitter. In your opinion, Coach X, do you think the Hunter's Dream has some sort of connection with what's going on with the 414 wallet?
Well, with that, I haven't looked at Crow as much as Tokenomics has.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hold on. Let me A Hunter's Dream.
Yeah.
So say that again.
Yeah, so basically we had the Crow token right here, and let me bring up the I'll just let me bring up the so this is the 414 wallet, and if I recall, it should, I think it was this, I know this token address was created by it. I know, yeah, right here. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. So right here's the Ka token, and sorry, I don't know why I put Crow. Should be Hunter's Dream. So we have this COD token that was created by the 414 address, and then I believe it was renounced. And basically, if you go on Twitter, it talks about how this is like a decentralized Twitter. Now, the thing that's really interesting when I look at this is if you look at the COD token, it was active back in 2022, and then it became inactive. And then another community member created the Pulsechain call. And I'm not really sure if there's a correlation or maybe it's just somebody trying to drive volume within the ecosystem. So I was just curious to get your overall thoughts and opinions of this.
I haven't done my deep dive like you, so
Oh, yeah, that's
I
fair.
can't say anything. I don't want to misspeak about any kind of potential. But you never know. Maybe there's some kind of, was there some activity with the wallets or something like that?
Yeah. So from my understanding with this token, I guess I'm not sure if it was being bought or sold, but it was one of the many tokens that the 414 wallet address was creating. And
Hmm.
I think maybe what it was trying to do is continue to drive volume into this ecosystem, because the idea is if the volume's high, the entire ecosystem can capture value and bring it back to Atropa, which goes back to pDAI. And so I see this a lot with the 414 address, and I don't know the exact details, but Holonomics kind of threw at me at one live stream, and I didn't go too deep into it. I just looked at this at the surface, and I was just curious to get your thoughts on it. But like I said, man, it's just part of the murder mystery, and things just go on. So really cool stuff. Now, moving on from all the crazy Atropa ecosystem stuff, let's get back into pDAI and Pulsechain before we jump into some altcoins. So
Hmm.
hypothetically, let's say pDAI reaches peg. What does this mean for Pulsechain, in your opinion?
There's new whales.
New whales?
That's ultimately what it means. New whales that speculated.
Right. Do you think that this is going to bring a lot more attention to Pulsechain? Do you think that this is going to make Pulsechain a
100%.
massive target? So okay, cool. Go ahead.
It's like Richard Hart's talked about it in his streams in the past, and I'm a big advocate about just like blockchain. What is blockchain? Blockchain is freedom. Blockchain is the freedom to transact, to like you have my money or have it's not even money. Money is trash. Honestly, I think I have like $500 in the bank. I leave like $500. If it's not in the bank, it's in a stock, it's in real estate, it's in crypto, or majority of my like financial stuff is in crypto. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like I just think it's just like it's just going to bring more eyeballs, and then people are like saying about like the SEC. I really do not care what the SEC says. And guess what? There's a lot of countries that really don't care what the SEC says. And,
I
and if I have to move to Mexico and live on the beach and drink margaritas all day and pay $500 for rent, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? Or Thailand, or go to Fiji and build a hut. I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like that would be a better life than just being miserable and paying $4,000 for rent. You know what I mean? So it's like you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, that's the thing I love about, well, cryptocurrency. It's not only it's designed to change the entire financial sector, but also the main end goal behind it is going to be AI and development of AI. That was the main purpose of blockchain technology to begin with. And on that course to creating AI, I think this blockchain technology, like you said, is going to remove the power and the influence of the SEC because they can't truly stop the DeFi movement. All they can do is try to come in and try to be a part of it. And that's part of the reason why I like cryptocurrency. So definitely a very phenomenal point. Now, I want to get your opinion about something big that was going on. Now, let me see if I got it right here. So whale chart, which not my favorite Twitter account, but ultimately they were coming out and put out this rumor that the biggest USDC withdrawal from Richard Hart was on Pulsechain after rumors of centralized stablecoins bridge over to the chain will be freeze. Coach, in your opinion, if pDAI, excuse me, in your opinion, do you think the success of Pulsechain is going to be based on whether or not pDAI hits peg? Because it seems like USDC and a lot of these big stablecoin providers are trying to isolate the Pulsechain community from the service.
Hmm. Well, thinking about what's going on with the attacks, I just look at it just attacks and the dynamic of things that can take place and might take place, possibly might have a big impact on Pulse. But at the same time, if what's to say pDAI doesn't peg to $1, do I believe that Pulse is dead? No, no way. There's still the gas transaction fee is 3 cents. Like, what kind of like? I don't know why the Ethereum bros are still trading over there on ETH, paying 3, 4, 20, 60, 5, 50, $100 for a transaction fee. You know what I mean? So, and with that tweet, I don't know, whatever comes out of that whale watcher guy's feed, I don't know. I take it with a grain of salt and just try to look into it and then move on.
Yeah, the thing I hate about these types of accounts is when they use that term alleged. This is probably my most hated word, that alleged, because they do this hypothetical thing where you throw a stone at somebody and then when they come back at you, they're like, "Oh, I just said alleged. It's not a big deal." That's the one thing that drives me crazy. But I do agree with you that well chart and a lot of these other big accounts are mainstream. They're trying to create FUD. They're trying to get engagement farming. But ultimately, with how I see Pulsechain, it's kind of like this rebellious chain out of all the other blockchains. Ethereum, VC funded, Solana, Avalanche, whatnot. Pulsechain is one of the first blockchains that was basically community run, no crazy VC funded money, and it has a huge community. It's part of the reason why I like it so much. And based
Mm-hmm.
on that note, we got the bull market coming around. What are your predictions for Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex?
My opinion, like dollar value or how many X's
How many X's you thinking? Just a range.
in a year or the end of the
Mm,
year?
we'll say a year. Let's do a year.
Let's do a year. In a year, uh, heading into the poll or oh my gosh, Hex will at least be over 10. Not Pulse. Hex will be over 10 cents. Pulse will just get over, let's see where Pulse is right now.
Here, let me pull up a chart for you. I think I got it right here. Do a little quick screen share. So we're looking at 0.000449.
Come on, open it up.
Here, let me.
I think we kill at least 1.5 zeros or 2 zeros. We have the potential to kill 2 zeros in a year. I think that's healthy, you know. But
Great.
I think it's a good educated guess, but could be more, could be less. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, no, awesome prediction. And last thing before we get into altcoins, because I know you wanted to jump into some really cool altcoin projects. Also talks a little bit about some, pDAI passive income opportunities. So this is going to really be really important. We got the lawsuit November 28th coming up where Richard Heart has to go and talk to the SEC about these allegations. Coach X, in your opinion, what's your view of the lawsuit and how do you think this is going to play out?
The lawsuit is a nothing burger, in my opinion. If it's a something burger, then so be it. I lost all my money. If it's a nothing burger, the SEC screwed up again, and they can, I don't know, they can keep on just destroying the nation. I don't give a shit, but it's all good.
Yeah,
wrecking people.
Yeah, well, the SEC, we had the lawsuit with XRP, we had the lawsuit with a bunch of other blockchain tech companies. There's a lawsuit with Cardano. It's like this never-ending thing, and the XRP was a big monumental lawsuit because when Ripple spent millions of dollars to beat them out, it made the SEC lose its credibility and has less of an impact when it comes to these lawsuits. So I guess you can say it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. And
100%.
And now with what's going on with the Pulsechain, yeah, we had a little bit of a dip, but that date is going to be significantly important, especially for the entire Pulsechain community, because any sort of good news, in my opinion, is going to skyrocket that price. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And also, another thing I want to throw out there, I think this lawsuit has a lot to do with desperation, because the SEC needs a slam dunk win, and they're going for Richard Heart, and they're using his outrage marketing from a couple of years ago, which is, in my opinion, is actually kind of funny seeing those old videos he used to post and put it all across mainstream media. And it's really, putting a lot of eyes on the Pulsechain ecosystem. So in my opinion, I think overall it was actually probably one of the greatest pieces of news for the Pulsechain community. So at the end of the day,
it's going to be talking about it. Like in the news is hopefully the fake news media starts talking about real news, and Pulsechain is the future. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a very strong layer one that's going to help a lot of individuals out, in my opinion. That's the only. And looking at it, like I had somebody in my one of my classes was like talking about like Solana, and I was like, Solana's garbage. It went down 3 different occasions. You know what I mean? And it's a NFT cesspool. So if you like NFTs, go over and hang out with the Solana boys. Over here on Pulsechain and pDAI and Atropa, we get X's when we sleep. So it's just like.
Awesome, good stuff. So we got some altcoins we need to talk about. Have a list of 3 projects. Really excited to talk about this. These are projects that are within the Pulsechain ecosystem, and also something that y'all should do your own research and check out. So I'm gonna pop up the first one. We're gonna go through it. So The first one that Coach X and I want to talk about is going to be the Pulse Drip slash pulsestrip.io. Coach X, could you please give us a explanation of what Pulse Strip is and what is it doing for the ecosystem?
Yeah, so basically what Pulse Drip has, they had a pretty good launch. Their coin actually did pretty well. And of course, after every single launch on Pulsechain, had a pretty big backtrack. But basically what it does is if you want passive income, they actually have a thing. If you go to the website, go to the faucet. And the faucet is basically it's an NFT. So I know I just talked shit about NFTs, but it's an NFT. And basically what happens is on a daily basis, depending on how much pDRIP is in that NFT, it's going to give you rewards on a daily basis so that you can see the ROI right now. So currently in the wallet that everybody can see, it's a Docs wallet. It is paying me $3.50 a day this faucet in pDRIP. And the pDRIP price right now is about 17.27. So, and also if you like wanted to sell your or faucet or NFT, you have that possibility, and people can buy it with Pulse. And there's some faucets that have $20,000 in them, and there's other faucets that have smaller. So it's kind of like anything can happen. You know what I mean?
Right. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna just try to go through it real quick. The teams, it's kind of like a way for individuals to onboard people. You know, get your friends, and then once you have a team, you basically you actually earn pDRIP, and then you also can reward the individuals that you brought on with pDRIP on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or do a direct like airdrop on, as you can see on the bottom. I don't really need to talk about the swap or the swap. Let's just talk about the garden because it does have pDAI and Atropa and teddy bear and the garden. So a garden is basically just like a one-sided staking. But with the staking pools, whatever you put in, you're not going to be getting back. Okay, so you have to have understanding with that. But you would be like, I've tested it out, put 10,000 pDAI in, and I'm getting 171 pDAI a day. And you can't interact with the contract for about 48 hours. And you can compound or claim. And of course, they have tax, but it just goes to help out the pDRIP and the ecosystem. And you never know, that $171 might be $171 one day. So it's just drip, 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 dripping you some pDAI. But do it if you want to. Don't do it if you don't want to. But that's what I would say to that. But the founder, the devs, I've actually had communication with the devs. They're good individuals, answered every single question I had about everything. Very transparent, and it's just a possibility for the ecosystem, and they're basically onboarding people from BSC as well. So it's a good onboarding tool too.
So one quick question. So I'm very familiar with Drip, and this is actually a project I got into last bull market. One of the biggest concerns about these Drip type projects is the inflation issue. Does Pulse Drip have some sort of inflation control that you know of?
So basically, as you can see, like the claims on the gardens, there's a tax if you want to compound is 5% tax, and then there's a 10% percent tax by taking it out. And then also like with the faucet, I think there is 10% as well tax taken out. I think it's free to just compound. I could be wrong on that, but it just goes directly into building that supply up. So if you look on pDRIP, if you look on Ether scan or Pulse scan, and you look at the holders, as you can see, 99.8369% is basically that the contract that drips out stuff. So that is ultimately what's going on, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Awesome. Good stuff. Cool. So we got the pull strip, really great explanation. You know, it's one of these passive income tools that you can utilize if you're big in the pDAI community. If this is something you're not about, it's under your discretion. There's not financial advice. We're just putting it out there just so that these other projects can get more eyes on them and people can make their own decisions. So really cool project. Now, let's move over to project number 2. Spark Swap. And I know if you guys have been on the channel before, we have spoken about Spark Swap. Coach X, do you want to give us a really great breakdown of what this project is and what can it offer the pDAI community?
So also I've talked with the team and AJ, one of the most humble guys that I've met. If you haven't heard his story, I actually did an AMA with him yesterday. But you guys can go listen to that on a later note. I don't need to go into everything about his whole life, but basically on Spark Swap, what is kind of unique on this protocol, it's got the exchange, it's got the liquidity, but it's also building out a bridge from BSC to Pulse. So that is a very cool dynamic. So talk about onboarding process. Whoever is trying to build something that's going to try to onboard more users, I'm more for it. Then also they got farms, and so far it's paying out pretty well for myself, I would say. And looking at it, the only thing everybody needs to know, like if you want to try to provide LP and stake, there is a 2% in and 2% out if you do like Pulse and PulseX, and that just goes directly helping out the whole protocol of itself. And then also they have pools, but these have a 4%, but at the rate of no permanent loss, you never know. And the APYs are, I don't know, pretty nice in my opinion. So, and then also what the bread and butter is.
Can you hear us?
It says, I just saw this. It says bounty reward. Claim a random user's expired stake, removing its share for good accounting.
Is that a comment or is that on the website?
Okay, go to the Sparkler.
Okay, Sparkler, gotcha.
Are you connected or no?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, connect my wallet. You need to connect a wallet.
Well, I just claimed it, so I might have just snagged it. It might not be showing it right now.
Oh. Okay, sorry. Okay, all right, I got
like
you.
literally, like look, that's what it is. It showing?
Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. I need it at yours. Oh, okay. That's hold on.
Well, you can't.
Okay, I got you. Oh,
You
okay.
see it?
Yeah,
See
I
how
see
it
it.
says that? I've never noticed that too.
Gotcha.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Learning things every day.
Yeah, you had me confused. You had me confused there for a second. I thought we lost connection, but yeah, no, that's really cool. So basically, you're saying that if someone gets rid of their stake, someone can claim that stake. Like, break that down for me real quick. What you just
I don't
discovered.
know. I
Oh,
just
okay,
claims a random user's expired stakes, removing its shares for good accounting.
okay,
I gotta ask the question over there.
okay. So basically, with the Spark swap, some things I saw and I heard about it from your space is, I believe that if you stake your Spark token, you can basically earn protocol fees. Is that
Hmm.
correct?
Yeah, that's
Cool.
100% correct.
Is Spark Swap a fork of Pancake Swap or Uniswap? What project did it fork?
Uh, I don't even know if it's like it's a fork. The way that AJ was like explaining it, it was more like I don't know, it's just more of a protocol. I feel like it wasn't forked out in any way. I think it was built out because they have a similar project on BSC. So it might be a fork of their project. But I don't have that answer for you.
Okay, awesome. No big deal. And last question before we move on to next project. Is there anything we should expect in the roadmap besides that bridge from BSC to Pulsechain? Any other news or events that you heard about?
They actually partnered with a game, a play to earn game, and that game is actually. I wish I had. I heard it yesterday. I just forget a lot going on, but I forget the name of it. But I'll do this. I'll send out a tweet, guys, once I find out all that information and let you guys know about that.
Okay. No, really, really fascinating project. And if you talk to AJ, if both y'all want to come on and we can do a specific live stream breaking down this project and talking more about it, I think would be really useful and really great to anyone who's interested about it if you guys want. So
Yeah, and I probably can set that up for you too. So
okay, awesome. Now we got one last and final project that we need to cover. And the
mhm.
name of this project is superstake.win. And I've been familiar with superstake.win. I've talked to the developers. It's a really great project. Coach X, tell us about Superstake.
So it's a super stake. So you just buy it and hold, and you get reflections in hex. So if you want a dollar cost average in hex, guess what? This is the this is the next PRS in my opinion. Yes, the only concerning factor that I see on it is the liquidity, but there is a 5.5% tax. So it is a tax token. I believe here, let me get the right numbers. Hold on right now. So I think it's 2.5. Let's see. No. It's 2.5 in hex reflections, and then there was a picture that I saw earlier today that gave me a better, but it's basically 2% in tax. I think 1% goes to the LP is basically burnt to help out that liquidity function. That one is from the Ethereum side of things. So they're
Gotcha.
right now
Gotcha.
they're fixing up the websites and everything on that. But if you just want to get passive hex and yeah, this is another passive income stream. You know what I mean? So
So basically, it's a token that you buy, but you get hex reflections going on to the future. Is that correct?
mm-hmm. On
Okay.
the listen, so if I have to look at my wallet, um,
So right here.
and right now, like I have received in about 55 hex in the last 5 hours. So I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Awesome. Let's take a look.
That's
Let's take.
Well, the volume. So if you're taking a look, the volume level, it's not there because there's not that many people who've been talking about them. But of course, my speculation, and as you can see, the shirt, like I like Hex, and I want to get more Hex. And if there's a protocol that gives me the opportunity to just make passive income and just not looking at my bags in a way, but just looking at the more volume and all that kind of stuff will come in to play. And I feel like it might be the next PRS. And I just felt like I wanted to be the first person to talk about it. You know what I mean? Or get people shouting about it.
Yeah. Actually, funny thing is, when PRS started taking off, it was at a live stream with Zach. Zach, we spoke about it, and right after that, it actually started doing really, really well. And I think there's a bad stigma behind reflection tokens, but one thing we saw with PRS is that's not the case if it has a really good utility, because everyone thinks SafeMoon, and SafeMoon was a different thing because that was actually a scam. PRS is not a scam. SuperStake's not a scam. So this could potentially be a really cool token that y'all should check out, especially if you're making passive income in probably one of the most popular tokens on Pulsechain, Hex. So I think it's a really cool project. I know the developers are really great guys, and this is definitely one of those plays that you want to keep your eye on, especially going into the next bull market. Coach X, anything wrapped up with any of these tokens?
No, I think we covered some great players in the Pulsechain field.
Awesome. Now, last thing before we wrap up this live stream, a couple more questions, and then we'll get to the end of it. But in your opinion, when does pDAI hit peg? I got to put you on the hot spot real quick.
When does pDAI hit peg?
Got to ask you that before we wrap this thing up, man.
Well, it depends. If we get viral adoption and we just get, like, once we get to a penny on pDAI and once we get to 10 cents, then it's just going to be like, so it's like, I would say if nothing really happened, we just had the same kind of thing happening right now, it might take a year. Just so Atropa and all the other down tsfi legal all started like keep on building up that liquidity factor, which will happen, because unless there was some kind of mechanism to unrenounce a contract and suck out the liquidity after it's been burnt to a burnt wallet. So that's what I would say to it.
Awesome. And the final and last question, in your opinion, what makes more sense for pDAI to peg to you, $1 or $420.69?
420 or whatever the second one.
Hey man, I gotta ask, man. I'm still campaigning for the community to get behind this number because I think it's an awesome number. So will it come to fruition? I have no idea. So let me go through a quick few questions and comments. Shout out to the OG. So shout out to my boy Damien coming in to always show support. He's big within the Zen community, and believe it or not, Coach X is actually big in the Zen community as well. So really great to see you, Damien. Shout out to Mel Jack, pDAI Atropa. That's what's up. Shout out to Mark. What's up, pDAIers. Awesome. So cool. Now moving on. Let's see what else. Rex Ray OX, big fan on this channel. Monet will push PWBTC closer to parity. I do agree with you on that one. Since it's paired up in that liquidity pool, that token rises, there's a good chance that Wrap PTC will rise. Not financial advice. Now, moving on. Let's see. New whales in town. Yes, sir. We got new whales taking over the Pulsechain ecosystem. The Degens are here, baby. We're coming in. We're pissing off the maxis, and that's what I love about pDAI, regardless of what anyone says. So cool. And then Hex, PulseX, 1000x at these levels before 2025. Laugh out loud. That's a pretty good prediction. We'll see if it comes true. So Cool. Oh man, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this, man. SCC is for only US, only globally. It's a nothing burger. Couldn't agree more. I'm sure Coach X agrees with that as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Shout out to Viber Finance. It's always good to have my homie here on the stream. You guys go ahead and go over and check out Mark's shouting out Super Steak. Awesome, good stuff. So cool. All right, guys. Well, that is it for the live stream. We're gonna wrap this up. We had an hour. We got to pick the mind of the great Coach X. He's a pDAI OG. He's been in the Pulsechain community. He's always promoting these projects. So Coach X, it's been awesome having you on the live stream. I hope you can come back on and we can talk about other projects besides pDAI. And I just want to say thank you so much, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. And then I just want to just close, give another just shout out. If you guys just want to follow along, ask questions at any time during my live streams, it's free.com, cheatcode.com. And if you want to know a little bit more information, you can hit me up. But yeah, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays. And then also I'm going to be doing some live events. Might be bringing on some pretty big people in the crypto space. So stay tuned for that too as well. And just come to the Twitter spaces, like and retweet the room where I play Daddy Shark on you guys. So, but appreciate you having me on, my guy. And I'm looking forward to having me on whenever you want. If you just want to go live and just chit chat and hang out, more than welcome to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You know, we ought to do that with like me, you, and like a couple other people. We just go live and just talk about stuff and let the questions roll. We just answer questions, kind of like a panel. I think that would be really cool. Like ask me anything pDAI / Pulsechain altcoins related, because I think a lot of people will really enjoy that. But yeah, like I said, everything you need to know about Coach X from his socials are down in the description below. So please go follow him on Twitter. And also, you know, like and subscribe before I wrap this video up. So until then, man, we'll definitely go on live stream again and talk a little bit more, man. So thanks for coming on, dude.
Appreciate it.